Hello all my art-loving friends. Recently on my channel I did a video where I toured all of my watercolor palettes, and this was one of them, and it kind of intrigued me and I wanted to get back to it. So I wanted to set these up with my Mission Gold Watercolors because I have this set of 36. I'm gonna have to zoom out for this because it's big. And I thought it would be really fun to set up a limited palette with some of these colors because I have all the tubes and they're quite large. And it might be nice to have a little set that is smaller. So before I just toss these paints, I want to see what they're all about. Are they any good? Everything I've seen online says they're probably opaque and all of that, but stay tuned. Let's see what we can figure out here. First thing I'm going to do before I try these out is to clean up this old palette. This is how I received it, and you can see that it's missing one of the pans, and so my limited palette from my Mission Gold Watercolors is going to be a set of 11 instead of 12, but that's okay. I can deal with that. I'm actually kind of terrified because Mission Gold has so many pretty colors. How am I going to choose just 11? Help me out, guys. Help me out. Anyway. Let's clean this up. Let's use these paints. Let's see what they're about before we just toss them or maybe set them in another tin if I like them. But I want to use this palette because I think it'd be really fun to travel with and know that I have really nice Mission Gold paints in it. So here we go. Here they are, all cleaned up. It looks so nice. It's almost a shame to use it. And from everything I've seen online, like I mentioned before, it's saying that these are probably opaque watercolors. So that's basically gouache, right? So we'll see if these act like gouache or what we think of them, and I'm hoping that I don't like them because I would really like to just throw them away without being guilty about it. Or I thought about saving them in a different tin, but this one's already down to the middle. Several of them are. So would I even be able to get it out? Would it be worth it? I just don't know. So let's just do a painting and find out. And I am just going to warn you right now, this is a very long video. So if you want to go to your YouTube settings and watch this at 1.5 speed or 2 times the speed, go ahead and do that. Won't offend me, but it might be better than missing some stuff by fast forwarding here and there. So, or maybe you'll like the whole video and watch the whole thing. I just didn't know what to leave in and what to leave out, so I just left most of it in. So here's a swatching of these old Grumbacher watercolors. One thing, let's see, if we just play in this empty circle here. Let's grab the Ultramarine. Sweet. Next, I just grabbed a Sharpie, laid down some dark lines, and then tried the opacity test over the Sharpie line. Pretty typical. And yeah, these are really opaque. No surprise there. That's exactly what I expected. And it's so funny because they sure look pretty here, but just wait. Here are the swatches all dry, and you can see they are very opaque on those Sharpie lines. And I've kind of sat here for a day without doing anything because I don't know. I'm afraid I'm going to like them. I'm afraid I'm going to hesitate throwing them away. I know they're opaque. They're not like the watercolor that I like and love at all, like the core, but I just hate tossing stuff. So I've been procrastinating, but we are going to do this. So I've pulled out my Fabriano Artistico 100% cotton paper in size 5x7, and there are 25 sheets here, so I don't feel too bad using one of them, even if this paint is not great. And I have looked and looked and looked online. It is almost impossible to find any information on this. So I kind of gave up, and we're just going to do a little painting. Hopefully I hate it. And let's just get into it. And into it we go. So I decided, I had this brilliant plan of doing something I had never heard of before, a rainbow tulip or a parrot tulip, and maybe they're the same thing, I don't even know, but yeah, that was interesting. I don't think I'm very good at it, and I do a lot of attempts in this video, so stay tuned because that's kind of amusing too. Anyway, I really like the background in this. At least I did it first, and then I did it with the Mission Gold, and I'm like, this one doesn't look so good after all. Oh well. So yeah, Mission Gold wins.
just, like I said, stay tuned. There's funny stuff.
Not bad for 12 minutes. I don't know. It's a rainbow tulip or a parrot tulip. I've seen them named both things, and for not putting a sketch down here at all, I think it turned out okay. It's not something that I would sell or display or be proud of, but I was just kind of wanting to throw the paint down on the paper and see if I even liked it. And here's the thing, guys. I just like painting in general, and this was fun, and the paint was fun, and it's definitely opaque, and I did notice that it lifted like I would expect maybe watercolor and or gouache to do. So very predictable. So I haven't decided if I want to keep it or not. It is mostly dried, and you can see right here that, I don't know, we have some weird separation, and this is really good paper, supposedly. So there and here just looks a little bit weird. So, and it's just trying to find ways to justify me getting rid of these paints. So this, I don't know. I'm going to see if they'll come out easily, then we'll replace them. And if not, fine. We'll figure it out. Use the Cloverleaf palette as a backup plan. So let me move this. I just grabbed a kitchen knife, and this could be kind of hard. Whoa, Nelly. It could be kind of hard because my hand still isn't gripping things right. So we'll try the fingers here. Let's see if we can get this out. I have a coffee pot going in the background. Oh, it's softer than I thought. Maybe because I just had it wet. Oh, this is sad. I'm sorry, paint. I have some full pans. Maybe I'll just stick these over in the full pans. I have plenty of them. Stick them over in there for now. Then I won't have to feel bad about doing this. I will salvage my paint conscience. Yeah, I'm gonna go get those full pans because this makes me sad. Alright, here they are. I got a pack of 50 and I have a lot left, so using 11 of them, that'll be okay. It'll be just fine. And I can't grip things very well. Alright, let's see what kind of mess we can make here. I just know, I've thought about it long and hard, and I just know, yeah, grip isn't working, that I just know that even if I keep this set, I won't reach for it because I know that it's fun to just paint in general, but if I can reach for this set, I'm going to over this set. So I'm going to go ahead and make this something that I would want to travel with, and that I would actually maybe even reach for in my studio if I just wanted a more limited palette than the full 36 Mission Gold. I'm making a really lovely mess on my desk here, see? This is pretty well stuck here, so I'm just going to let that soak in water. And anyway, we'll do that with all of these poor sacrificial pans. Sorry, guys. Alright, I'm very sorry for those of you that are going to hate me, but I couldn't get these out. That one was the only soft one, that green one, so I'm just dumping them in my water dish. And maybe that I can still save them, but I gave up, and we'll see how these come out or not. So I figure while we're waiting for these to soak, we will look at picking colors. And oh, by the way, look at my arm. I don't know how that happened. It's quite colorful. That happens in painting, I guess. Anyway, I know I need a yellow. I use lemon yellow a lot. I'm a little nervous about picking only lemon yellow. I don't know. I also use, because of my oil painting days, Alizarin Crimson all the time. And this does not have Alizarin Crimson, but it looks like when I was doing my other paintings that maybe I used this quinacridone permanent rose and the rose madder a lot. So maybe one of these could act as an alizarin crimson for me. Definitely want the bright clear violet. I know, I think I had that off screen that whole time. Whatever. I know you can make your own violet, but I like having one. And the ultramarine is kind of a no-brainer, but I really like the peacock and the cerulean, and I've found that I've been reaching for cerulean a lot, which is kind of interesting. It looks like I did use it here, and I didn't use the ultramarine at all, so if I have to choose, we'll figure that out. I really like Payne's Gray, again, probably from my oil painting years, but I have used it constantly in my watercolor painting. This set does not have a Payne's Gray. However, look how crazy their indigo is. It is basically exactly like a Payne's Gray. So I could take their indigo as a Payne's Gray, and their Prussian blue is actually more like an indigo, so I really like indigo, but I can mix my own. So I'm thinking maybe taking their indigo as a Payne's Gray, or I also use the sepia all the time to tone down paint. So maybe I'll have room for both. Are you guys counting? I have no idea what I'm up to now for numbers. And then I use sap green all the time, but their sap green's pretty light, which is fine, I guess. So I'm wondering if maybe I should take the Hooker's green, because I could mix that with the lemon yellow and make my own sap green. And I always use some kind of brown. I usually use burnt sienna the most because I like that little bit of a red tint. Theirs is a pretty light burnt sienna. It's beautiful. So if I have a sepia or an indigo, maybe I could get away with this and just darken it. And then a red. So I would need more than one red. I want that one probably, and then probably a permanent red. Anyway, back to the browns. I know I wanted a burnt sienna, but their red brown almost is a little more intriguing to me. So, boy, I don't know. All right, well, I'm really curious. You have these 36 colors, let's pretend. Which 11 would you choose? And then I know I have this slot and it says refills available here, but I can't find these little round things. But I could just glue, or maybe use the 3M Velcro tape, a water bottle cap or something. So if I really find I need 12 colors, which I don't, but you know how that goes, I will just glue a bottle cap onto that, or maybe one of my empty pans or something like that, to that missing one. Okay, so what colors would you guys choose? Let me know in the comments below, because I can always change these out if I don't like them. A little hard without finding these little round replacement majiggers, but can always dig them out and save them like I had tried to do with these poor paints. I'm so sorry.
I grabbed those soaking pans again and tried some more, and they were softer, but not great. It was actually really hard to get them out, and I actually broke the pan on the ultramarine blue, which was very sad, but I'm still using it, and just wait, lots of things break.
I was able to save some paint. It's probably totally not worth it because this one was already pretty low to start with. Oh well. And then these little pans have glue where they were holding the pans down, and it just won't come out. So I have taken this glass jar, filled it just to the top of these little pans with odorless mineral spirits, and we'll see what happens after a bit. So if you're thinking of doing this, I would probably recommend not doing this. Get these empty pans instead and find a palette or a way to make that work. Or you could actually just put your colors in these holes themselves. They're pretty tiny though, so that'd be a drawback. But I'm gonna finish this project. I think these have been in the mineral spirits for 15 or 20 minutes, so not very long. But this is, what do you call this? Hardware store odorless mineral spirits, and it is far from odorless, but I'm glad I used this one because I had to fill it up quite a bit, and I didn't want to use my fancy Gamsol stuff, and it's just a jar with a sticky label, so my gloves stuck to it. Speaking of gloves, these are way too big, I know, but back when I owned a junkyard, they were just in a car, boxes of them for free, so I try and use them up. Alright, let's see what this is like. I grabbed some tweezers here, I want to see if this will get the glue dots off of these little jars, so I know it might need more time, but oh, foiled. Oh, drop the tweezers. Wow, I'm doing good here. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Oh no, my glove's stuck to the jar label. Okay, now my other glove's stuck to it. Okay, put that in palm. Unstick glove. Okay, maybe don't use a sticky jar, guys. I'm just gonna leave my glove stuck to that jar and put my hand here. All right, is this glue coming off? If it doesn't, I'm just gonna leave it. I doubt it will affect anything. It's really hard when you can only grasp things with one hand. All right, let's try and scrape it maybe. Okay, so it's kinda coming off. So I'm gonna say, nice thing is it's got all the paint chips off, so that's good. But I'm gonna try and leave this in this a little bit longer. I think I have another hour before I have to leave for my hike. So we'll give this more time and try it again before I leave. And if it's no good, we'll just pour our paint right on top of that, and I guess my glove is just sacrificed to the jar gods. Alright, time to get these off the desk, and I have nowhere to put them. So in a Ziploc they go. Bye-bye. It's kind of sad because I know I will probably never in my life pull these out and use them, but I just couldn't get rid of them. And there's not really enough paint in that one, at least, to put it in the giveaway box, but I don't know. What do you guys think I should do with these? For now, they're just going, ouch, in my, I guess, probably my watercolor drawer. And on to better subjects here. I realized on my list I put sepia or indigo, question mark, and I pulled them both out. So what I've realized is I have 12 here, I need 11. I can probably make this Van Dyke brown with the burnt sienna and probably the sepia. So Van Dyke brown is getting the boot, which makes me sad, but that's okay. Also, Van Dyke green. Oh, I don't have my lights on, no wonder it's so dark. And this probably will put a glare. Anyway, Van Dyke green. I can probably make that with my Hooker's green and either the sepia or the indigo. I'm thinking the indigo, because it kind of has a, I don't know, a little bit of a blue tint, gray tint, I don't know. What's the right word there? So I guess the Van Dyke green is going away. That also makes me sad. But I'm a little nervous about only having one yellow out of all of this, so it's kind of a luxury keeping both the sepia and the indigo, but I really want them both. But I also want another blue, and I really want another yellow. The orange and the permanent yellow deep are sure pretty. Also, did I choose the right red between the quinacridone permanent rose and the rose madder? I don't know. So what it comes down to is I looked at the paintings I did with this set already. I used a lot of these two yellows. I know I use a lot of yellow when I paint in general, so I think I'm going to go ahead and choose this other yellow. It is permanent yellow light. I hope I don't regret it, because there's ochres and browns and greens and blues. And like, did I really choose the right red? I almost think I probably should have chosen this, what is that one? Rose Madder, instead of the quinacridone permanent rose, but I used a ton of it, so I think I'm going to keep that choice for now and hope for the best. Me and my paint-stained fingernails from digging all that paint out are very impatiently waiting for the stupid glue on the stupid pans to come out. I just want to work on these tubes.
Because of my current problem with gripping things, I actually had my son take these out of the mineral spirits and scrape at the glue, and he broke these pans really badly, but to his credit, these came out of the mineral spirits really frail. So even though they're broken and cracked, I'm going to use them anyway because I can't find the refills. It would be so cool if I could find these round pans. You guys, they're such a nice size. They're awesome. And here I have kept the swatching because, you know, that's always nice. I did speed it up by 400%, but at least you get to see it. I always enjoyed this part of other people's videos. So these are my Mission Gold colors. It is the Lemon Yellow, Permanent Yellow Light, Permanent Red, Quinacridone Permanent Rose, the Bright Clear Violet. This one here is the Hooker's Green, the only green I kept. I hope that's okay. Onto the Cerulean Blue. Such a pretty color. Separates kind of interesting in this swatch though. Ultramarine Deep. It's a nice one, hopefully. Burnt Sienna. Now in this video, it has like this really weird red-yellow separation, but it's not that way on my swatch sheet here when it dries, so I'm not sure what happened there. Indigo. It shows way more blue in the video than it actually is. It's definitely more gray. And then Sepia. It's beautiful. And there they all are. Ta-da! So I am using my Mission Gold to try and do this parrot tulip thing, and I just don't succeed very well. It turns out okay. And the colors are so beautiful compared to the other painting that I did with just the Grumbacher watercolors. It's just not the kind of painting I would hope for. I let too many of the lights go. I put yellow on things when they weren't dry. And of course, you know, yellow and purple are yucky, but here you can see it next to the Grumbacher watercolors, and yeah, huge difference, right guys? Huge difference. But yeah, I wasn't too happy with it, so I'm like, I'll do a different tulip. And this one I decided to do just a regular tulip that's just the red and white. I almost said red and white. Yellow and red. And it's okay. It's not my favorite. Fingers in the paint, as you.
I can't help myself. I need to do this one more time. This little parrot tulip, rainbow tulip. I don't really know the difference between those two. It's kicking my butt, so I'm gonna try it again. We'll see what the backside of Fabriano paper is like.
I probably would have painted tulips like all today, but this video needed to get out to you at least sometime today. So here is my attempt again. The backside, the Fabriano paper, and it worked nicely. The backside seemed great. And I think I succeed a little better at this tulip, but I'm a little concerned about the reds that I chose. I don't think I like that Quinacridone Permanent Rose. I need to switch that out when it's gone. So I'll use it up, but I don't think I like it.
I think I finally got this whole rainbow tulip, parrot tulip thing down pat, maybe? Well, at least compared to the other ones. So this video was supposed to go out at 8 o'clock this morning, so I just need to stop here. I should maybe do some splatters and get this video out for you guys. I need to stop the madness.
And stop the madness I did. So here are my two favorite ones. I didn't put the one from the Grumbacher on this because I just wanted you guys to see how pretty the Mission Gold paints are and the little palette I created, and I'm super excited to have that in my studio.
Also, did I choose the right red? Did I choose the right red between the oh my gosh, I can't talk.